Alright, we're back. This is the other half of that crotch bowl from a couple weeks ago. This is going to be probably a disaster because I can see this crack all the way through, but it doesn't go all the way through here. So the last one I turned the opposite way. I'm going to put the bottom of the bowl down here and hope that inoculation reached all, happened out here, and so I can get some of this chaos in the bowl. Not going to stand in the way because we saw what happened last time, and we're just going to see what we can come up with here. We may end up with a repeat where this splits off, and then I guess we got another candlestick or something. So let's see what happens.
Apricots have an unexpectedly mystical history. Some Central Asian nomadic cultures believed they could trigger prophetic dreams or visions. This may have stemmed from people unknowingly eating overripe apricots that had fermented on the ground, producing small amounts of natural alcohol. Mild intoxication from the fruit could have led to dreamlike states, giving rise to their reputation for unlocking the spiritual or subconscious mind. Furthermore, some spalting fungi emit volatile organic compounds, VOCs, that can affect air quality and potentially mood, especially in enclosed spaces with lots of decaying wood. While not hallucinogenic, these VOCs can sometimes cause dizziness, fatigue, or mild euphoria, which might have contributed to mystical or altered state associations in traditional settings. All this is to say that I think Zed has been eating overripe apricots and breathing too much spalting fungi VOCs. Why else would he keep trying to turn these stupid crotch bowls? Let us know your thoughts below. Enjoy the video.
Who didn't see that coming? I thought we could do it. I mean, it was basically only holding on right there, and you can see it's already got cracks. So the question is, what can we do with it? Another crotch bowl that didn't hold together. But I think it looks pretty good. I think there's some nice grain in there. I like how these cracks kind of go with the flow. Got my logo on the bottom, nice little foot on the bottom. I mean, looks good. On to the next one. I think I've got a few more of these apricot crotches in the pile, so maybe I'll eventually get one. But you can see, like, this stuff is just all rotten. It was only connected by this little piece up here. Alright, thanks for watching. Click those buttons and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.